Tonight, 14-year-old Emily Pike is lying in wake at her family home on the San Carlos Apache Reservation. The teen was violently murdered after leaving a group home in Mesa. Her remains were later found in a remote area near Globe. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra spoke with Emily's family and shares how she will be remembered tonight.
Surrounded by her warriors, 14-year-old Emily Pike was carried home for the last time on Friday afternoon.
The family asked us to be sort of the warriors to protect her on her last journey.
A procession of more than 100 motorcycle riders escorted the hearse from a funeral home in Globe to Pike's family home on the San Carlos Apache Reservation, where the teen will lie in wake through the night.
Oh, it means everything to be here today and to be able to escort her on behalf of the family's request.
People from across Arizona and even as far as New York came to pay their respects.
Emily became that spark that just turned into a flame, and she just took off all over the world.
Pike went missing in late January after leaving a group home in Mesa. She was last seen walking in the area of Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Nearly 3 weeks later, Pike's remains were found in a wooded area outside of Globe.
This is bringing the awareness to the MMIW, and it's just because of what happened. It's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking.
Pike's Aunt Carolyn Pike Bender says it hurts to know her niece's life was cut short.
We were picking clothes out for her, and we got sandals, and we thought, this could be her graduation dress. This could be her prom dress.
And after Pike is laid to rest, her warriors will continue the fight for her.
To remember Emily.
And other missing and murdered Indigenous women.
And we need change to happen, that this doesn't happen anymore.
In Globe, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. And in a case that's similar to Emily Pike's disappearance, the Mesa Police Department is searching for 16-year-old Camden Gosyun. Now, they tell us that he went missing from a group home near Gilbert Road and Adobe Street. He was last seen around 5 o'clock yesterday evening wearing a black hoodie and blue jeans. Anyone with information is asked to call Mesa Police. Developing tonight, fire crews in Avondale battling this fire burning along the Agua Fria River earlier tonight. Van Buren Street was closed down as fire crews contained the flames. Avondale Fire tell us that light smoke is expected to be seen for the next couple of days as hot spots continue to burn. But if you do see any flames in the area, make sure that you call 911. A Valley woman thinks that she is being targeted after her new car went up in flames in the middle of the night. On Tuesday morning, Stephanie Mosteller woke up to see her Dodge Charger severely damaged in a fire. She said that it came as a shock, especially because she just lost another car in a fire back in December. The incident's leaving Stephanie feeling anxious.
I feel scared honestly for my life. Because if somebody's capable of doing this twice, I feel scared for what else they're capable of doing.
Police say that they won't say if they think that it's the fire. They say that the fire is being investigated, but have not said if it's arson or not. If you would like to help Stephanie get back on her feet, we have provided a link to a fundraiser on 12news.com. Well, last month, we told you about a thief who targeted a Valley mother and her daughter as they were setting up to sell Girl Scout cookies. Their car was stolen in broad daylight at a Scottsdale shopping center as they were unloading the cookies. Well, tonight, they were reunited with that vehicle. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is live in studio. And Bianca, first, where was the car and where are the cookies?
Well, the cookies actually were still in the car, and the car was found days later abandoned in Tucson, but it was in pretty bad shape. After going through significant repairs, today the family got their car back.
There was definitely damage all right here.
Claudia Larson and her daughter Chloe reunited with their car more than a month after it was stolen just feet away from them.
Turn around, it was gone.
They were at a Scottsdale shopping center setting up to sell Girl Scout cookies outside of Ulta, unloading the table and cookies when a man jumped in their car and took off.
I did a double take, like, did that just happen?
It happened as Chloe was working to reach a sales goal within her troop, worried this brazen criminal would ruin her chances.
I thought that we would have to pay for them.
Days later, the car was found.
My phone rang and I looked at it and it said Tucson. And I picked it up and he said, "This is Tucson Police. Has your car been stolen?" And I said, "Yes." And then he said, "Well, we found it."
In a matter of days, the thief managed to make a serious mess.
The guy smoked in it.
Stealing Chloe's iPad, the contents of Claudia's wallet, and a pair of diamond earrings.
The right front and the right back had dents.
But oddly enough, the boxes of Girl Scout cookies were still inside.
He did end up opening a box of Thin Mints, but that was it.
Thankfully, Claudia says insurance was helpful, bringing her car back up to the valley and fully repairing it, though she says she still plans to trade it in, left feeling violated.
Once we got in it, it just felt really gross.
They're disappointed the suspect is still out there, but they say this scary situation has a silver lining.
My goal was 1,000 boxes, and we got 1,097.
After they shared their story, people from all over the country shared support.
It was a huge blessing. People made donations.
Showing the good in people.
I even got a sweet lady from West Virginia.
Far outweighs the bad.
That to me was the most beautiful part.
And again, the thief who stole their car and their Thin Mints, by the way, still has not been caught. But the good news in all of this is Chloe said she and her troop ended up exceeding their entire goal, selling enough cookies to qualify for a trip to Catalina Island later this year. We're live in studio. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Yeah, Bianca, I don't condone the theft at all, but I kind of understand the Thin Mints part.
The Thin Mints. Yeah, I know. I think they've been the most popular Girl Scout cookie for years, and I think this kind of proves it, right?
Yeah, it does. But I'm glad everything worked out.
It did. It did.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Okay, let's get straight to our weather impact forecast. Parts of the high country saw some light showers earlier this evening, but this weekend will be mainly dry all across the state. Meteorologist Crystal Long is showing us what we can expect. TGIF, what a work week we've had weather-wise. Here's a wrap-up of the temperatures. My goodness, it was a near miss with the triple digits on Tuesday. What a warm wake-up call on Wednesday at 70 degrees. And finally Friday, and finally what we should be seeing this time of year on the thermometer today with a maximum of 84 degrees. And we've got more good stuff set to the seasonal standards tomorrow. You can see our temperature profile for tomorrow starts us out low end 60s. We're going to wake up to a cloudy affair. Should be a pretty sunrise. And then the clouds will skedaddle by the afternoon. We'll take you mid 70s by lunchtime and then tipping the scales into the 80s in the afternoon. Across Arizona, that's more like it. Seasonal standards all across our Grand Canyon state. 72 in Globe. Sedona's set to 68. Kingman will match you there. And a pair of Nichols and Flagstaff where the winds are going to be zooming in out of the southwest and jumping up into the 30s and 40s across our mountain regions. All right, Crystal, looks good. Thank you. Tonight, there is growing concern over an unsanctioned homeless encampment on an empty lot in South Phoenix. The lot is near Southern and 19th Avenues, and it is privately owned. 12 News journalist Jade Cunningham spoke to the property owner who said now they will take action.
For the past few months,
noticed it about like the first week of March.
Residents are seeing an increase in activity on a dirt lot at 23rd and Southern Avenues.
There's been a lot of developments from the shopping centers to the supermarkets. We have the Sprouts here, like that's great. And that's part of why we invested. We didn't think that fast forward 2 years later, we would have an encampment across from our property.
Especially throughout the last couple of weeks, we noticed a large increase of tents that are more and more visible, a lot of foot traffic as well. So it's becoming concerning.
The lot, privately owned, is attracting a large number of homeless. Surrounded by homes, residents say there's also fear about safety.
Well, there's people walking around at nighttime, breaking into cars. I don't like it. Something needs to be done.
On Friday, 12 News went to the property and saw several tents, people bathing and trash piled up. No trespassing signs also displayed, but ignored.
I've been using the tax records to see who owns the property to try to get a hold of the landowner to let them know how the land is being used currently.
Residents say they've also called the city and police.
I've even contacted the real estate agent that sold the lot.
But since it's private property, there's only so much they were told that can be done.
It is concerning a little bit especially with the summer months coming up. I want to make sure this community gets the help that they deserve, but also for our community to be safe.
Phoenix police confirm in March there were 3 calls of service there, the most recent on the 20th when they say people left the area. But just 8 days later, we saw the encampment is back.
It looks like it's getting worse.
You know, if you guys had any comment about it. Friday afternoon, a representative of the property owner returned our calls, saying they were not aware of the problem but would get it taken care of immediately. The city of Phoenix saying in an email the first complaint they received was back in February, but were unable to reach the property owner. Now in touch, the city has issued a notice of ordinance violation with a deadline of April 7th to clear the property.
Whatever resources are out there, I would love for them to tap into them.
Residents are grateful for the response and just hope movement will finally be made. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
All right, Jay, thank you. And the city also says that they will continue to monitor the property to make sure that it stays in compliance.